Good evening, SDA. DK28 coming at you with some gem-busting puzzle fighter, or to call it by the full title, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, just to make sure the name is long enough. Starting out here, we got some Ryu. On these runs here, I had Ryu, Dan, and Akuma, going with the Shoto theme. Have the different categories just based on pattern, with Dan having all red and then Akuma dropping a different amount of blocks than the regular 8 characters. So there you go. So while Ryu's probably not the best offensive person, given the run I was playing this with planning not to have the computer do any type of attack at all, so pattern when doing the regular character run really didn't matter who I picked, so since I had to do Dan and Akuma, I just went with Ryu. For the same category, I guess you could also do Devilop, but, I mean, really, who are you kidding? So first level here versus Good Buddy Ken, pretty standard. The only holdback there is the computer drops the piece pretty slowly, so you got to put up a pretty big attack before you bust them up, so that way when they do finally drop the piece, it's a big load. No pun intended. And here we are against Donovan, building up the green. And that's really what this is all about, is building the right color, because it's totally random which color is good. And as you can see, for instance, on this particular round here, the green's just building up rather nicely. You just honestly got to have that luck and pick the color that the game's going to give you a lot of. And 69 to drop. Murder him with 3 left over to fall. And this is also probably one of those runs that involves a lot of math. Running this game, doing a lot of calculations on the spot in my head to make sure with the block I have, given a combo, it's going to be enough to take the character out. Although I'm also looking to make sure I have the right amount, because given what's being dropped, I actually try to make sure I fill it up and do the kill without actually having the sunburst ending, because that adds a couple of seconds for the animation and slowdown. So yeah, probably more math than I'd like to be involved in when I'm playing a video game, but be that as it may, I wanted to make sure the run got accepted, and that's how it's done. So right here, unavoidable. You're going to have to put her out with some flames. Not the kind of flames you give somebody when they're acting up in the forum. On to Morgan. Yeah, not so hot when she's in midget tomb form, is she? Anyway. Red. Of the colors, yeah, red is usually my favorite color to use. When I originally started playing this game, my buddy who was really into it decided to play a trick on me and told me that red did more damage than the other colors, and of course you buy it when you are first starting out a game. So that's why I'm partial to it, even though I know it's not true anymore. And be that as it may, bust out the yellow, fill in that middle column there, done. As you can see there, before that second combo hit in, there were none left to drop. It was a perfect count kill. And yeah, for time, you gotta skip the intermission. But you know what? I actually like the intermissions, because who doesn't love Dan? Dan's awesome. Even if he has a joke character on the Art of Fighting series. Got Ryu versus Ryu. Again, here picking blue for the build. Had a lot of red too, so was questioning it, but then get the nice 2 combo here, so it worked out pretty nice. Again, good screen fill up, drop the yellow, the round's over. And so you should be seeing a pattern here that really just each round get a big enough block to go for the kill and end it. Had a few runs ended because I started up a combo or a big block. Wasn't enough to kill, and the computer actually decided to break free from it, getting the right color counter gem. And then of course a lot of runs are just ended because you get bad luck on the colors. And of course here with Ryu, not really doing any comboing because he does enough damage on his own to where you don't really need the combos, or you're going to end up with a lot of sunbursting finishing moves. Again, trying to avoid that because of the lag. Right here, use the diamond on the yellow, and see, perfect count. When of course you use the diamond, it just gives you the regular count there, pretty much. It doesn't give you the block combo, so I did that to end the match regularly. And here's Ryu's biggest fan. And again, this run's pretty straightforward. Any of the regular 8 characters that you play with, you're going to be pretty much more of the same. Not too much to comment on. And you got that big yellow block waiting to go. And right there, that'll end the match. And right there, if I was able to drop that last piece, I actually would have gotten the all clear for the perfect victory. It's always nice to get the all cleared. And final match against Felicia. The other tramp of the Darkstalker series, right? Of course, I guess that's subject to personal opinion, but anyway, I digress. Big yellow block, and that'll do it. Again, filled right to the top. Perfect count. If you're wondering about counting in my head, doing the math or whatever, it just kind of happens when you're playing this game repetitively. I did not go to MIT. Anywho, here we are against Akuma, the most evil Street Fighter character. Downright diabolical. Gotta take him out in good fashion here. Again, choosing the red serves me well. And there you see it growing right up the middle. Good choice. And here comes the red crash gem, and here comes, wait for it, wait for it. And that would be it. Ryu is done. I believe it's the quickest of the runs, again given the damage. Dan does the same amount of damage, but his is slightly slower just due to having to be a little more cautious, making sure you don't give the computer a big red gem to bust you up with. Yeah, you're sad because you lost. Keep crying. That's always one of the fun points about beating this game, so you can see all of the different intermission scenes and what have you that you either don't see or skip or what have you. But anyway, back to the run speed. Akuma is also slower, but again, just because of his drop amount is lower than the others. Yeah, 2 Morgans and Chun-Li. Pretty tasty. Anyway, I'll let you enjoy the rest of the scenes, and I'll get at you on the other 2 runs.